Alrighty. What's up, everybody? It is I, your tribal god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a Sunday afternoon video right here on the official Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down there inside of my pants, otherwise known as subscription marks below, on this channel, and show my other channels your love and support. Leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos on my respective channels from the past, the present, and in the future. Come on in. Do it now, but don't leave stupid comments. You will get blocked, you'll be hidden, and you will be sent to the Shadow Realm, put in an Iron Maiden, and then Satan will eat your soul. So please do not do that. Be respectful of my channels, or get the fuck out and go fuck yourself. Simple as that. Simple as that. I'm not going to put up with that bullshit. I don't care about constructive criticism. You're going to talk shit about me or anything else? Fuck you. That too. So, fuck you if you're going to talk shit about me and my channel and the topics I put on and then all that other shit. Gonna do that, do it on somebody else's channel, or do it on your dead channel with 35 subs. Nobody cares. And that's all I gotta say about that. But if you're good and you're like wrestling and on music and everything else, then you can comment on that shit. But if not, go fuck yourself, like I said before. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell to turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you do, you're pretty much SOL. And you know what that means. And if you don't know, look it up. And that's all I gotta say about that. And if you're brand new here for the very first time, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab yourself the cold one. This is Fruit Punch. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. If you like it, great, you know, there's the door. Don't let it hit your fat ass on the way out. Simple as that. Simple as that. Alright, hope everybody's having a great Memorial Day weekend. We're going to finish it off tomorrow with Memorial Day. So, you know, it's the unofficial start of summer, and Monday will be the start of well, actually, today is the start of the final week of May, and then next Sunday, we'll begin the great month of June. We'll be at the halfway point of 2025, and pretty much 3 weeks from Thursday will be the official start of summer. So get those bathing suits ready, ladies. Get those thong bikinis ready. You know, get those titties about to pop out everywhere. It's beach season. It's summer. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be sweaty. It's gonna be good. So, can't wait for that. Summer's my favorite season in the whole world. Besides football season too, and baseball season too. But we get that. Mets won yesterday, so that made me happy. Always happy when the Mets win. They play tonight, so they play tonight. The Knicks game 3 tonight at the same time as Double or Nothing and NXT Battleground, which we'll get into a little bit later with my predictions. And that's we got that. A lot of shit tonight, my friends. So enjoy it. And tomorrow night we got Monday night, the Memorial Day show, and then we're back to business on Tuesday. For some of you, you have to go back to work. Me, don't go back till Wednesday. But I do have to go to work on a Saturday because I got things to do. So we got that. But anyway, hope you had a great day. Nice and warm here in the Northeast as always, because it's near summer, getting close to summertime. Did rain on and off yesterday and part of today. Sunny, cloudy, cloudy. It's annoying. But it's near 70 degrees. Tomorrow's going to be around 75. You know, I think later this week or early next week we're getting 80. Not this coming week. Next week, the first week of June, we're going to hit at 80, hopefully. But this week, not going to be great on and off rain. I hate that. I'll be glad when May is done and we start June, hopefully not like May has been almost every freaking week. It's been raining a couple of days. It's sad. I want to go out and chill. I don't want to go out and just, it's raining like cats and dogs. That's, you know, messes up my plans. It just sucks. But at least it rains, so sometimes me and the missus have to have a Netflix and chill day, you know. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on this beautiful Sunday afternoon, May the 25th, 2025, right here on the Peter Joseph channel, I'm your tribal god, Peter Joseph. I am a content creator talking about the wonderful world of professional wrestling, or whatever the fuck I want to talk about. And if you like it, like I say, great, get out. Simple as that. Happy birthday to our tribal chief. Put up your ones, ladies and gentlemen, for our tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Hits the big 4-0. He is 40 years old today. You gotta love it. We just celebrated Bray Wyatt's birthday on Friday with that epic ending with the Wyatt 6 coming out, beating the fuck out of everybody, and then, the Fireflies all out, and then they blow out the birthday cake. Well, Bo Dallas did that. I thought it was a very nice touch, not a dry eye in the house. And Bray Wyatt would have been 38 on Friday. Sadly, he was taken from us about 2 years ago. I think it was about 2 years ago, because we lost Terry Funk like right in the span of 2 days. So, but it is what it is. We miss Bray every freaking day. You great man that you are. I know you're hanging out with all the great people up there, like Mikey Boy, New Jack, and all the Terry Funk having great memories with you, talking shit. Jay Briscoe, all those great people up there. And as we always say to you, Bray, follow the buzzard. We always follow the buzzards until we're not here anymore. But, we got that. It was the 26th anniversary of Owen Hart's death this weekend. So this weekend has not been, we've been shedding a lot of tears, and probably be shedding more tears tonight and maybe tomorrow. And also, we shed some tears for the men and women that have fought for this great country of America. Because it is Memorial Day weekend. We pay tribute to the men and women who fought for this country in the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, whatever it may be. So it's Fleet Week. All the soldiers are back home for a little bit, and then they gotta go back. But they'll be back by July 4th weekend when all the soldiers will come back, and then they'll be back again on Labor Day. So you get some nice, you're going down 7th Avenue in New York City. Next thing you know, you're seeing a whole bunch of freaking guys and men and women in of the Navy. You might see a few Army and Air Force people, but mostly Navy people. You see every so often. You see them at the Yankee games. You see them at the Met games. Probably tonight and probably this weekend, and maybe tomorrow too. Because the Mets play the White Sox tomorrow. Well, that should be an easy series, hopefully, Hey, if the Yankees can't beat the most horrible team in the National League, that's the Colorado Rockies, then, that's saying something. But it is what it is. But thank you to the men and women of the armed forces who can protect this country. And even in Italy, too, my great people from Italy. And around the world, whatever country you're fighting for, thank you for your service. Especially here in America, though. That's that. Alright. On Memorial Day Eve, let's get into some wrestling, my friends. Wrestling. And it is time. I got a lot of videos coming your way. Really, not a lot, but a couple of videos coming your way. As we get into the 7 o'clock hour with the all-in buy-in. Not all-in, what am I talking about? Double or Nothing buy-in, which nobody gives two fucks about, but both shows start at 8 o'clock. Well, NXT is probably going to end about 10:30. By the time we finish that, it'll be not even close to the end of Double or Nothing. Because Double Nothing has more matches, of course. I think it has 9 or 10 matches. Anarchy in the Arena is going to last like 30, 35 minutes at least. All the other matches are going to be short-ish, except for like the main event matches. Maybe those Owen Hart tournament matches will probably last 10, 20 minutes at most, but we'll see. It's going to be a long night for AEW. Probably from 7. I think that ends at 12 o'clock. Maybe more than that. Who knows? But I think Battleground only has, I believe, 5 matches. So that should end by 10:30-ish. So we got that, and we also got the scrums afterwards, so if you want to watch those two. So, but both pay-per-views should be pretty good. And, well, I guess I got the Sunday Night Wars coming up, and, for NXT and AEW. I mean, we'll see which pay-per-view is better. I think Double Nothing, in my view, it might be a little bit better than Battleground, but, I mean, we'll see. Alright, before we get to that, let's talk about last night's, Saturday night's main event. It is time for your official Saturday night's main event review, right here on the Peter Joseph channel. From last night, May the 24th, 2025, we are emanating from the Youngling Center in Tampa, Florida. Alright, wasn't a bad show, but can we stop having so many fucking commercials? I'm serious, like the first match, the first 3 minutes of the match, commercial. Then 5 minutes later, another commercial. We had like 35 minutes of commercials for a 2-hour show. And 5 matches, mind you. How they fit that in 2 hours, I don't know. But you gotta pay the bills somehow. That's what network TV does. Imagine this was on Peacock. Well, it was on Peacock. But it was on any other cable channel, you won't get that many commercials. Probably not, but I mean, we'll see. Alright, anyway, so we start off with the opening sequence, all the people coming into the arena, like Poppy Priest, Selena Vega, S.A., Chelsea Green, and company. And then we get the epic, well, the old school main event theme into probably one of the greatest 80s themes ever, Animotion by the great, Obsession by the great 80s band Animotion. You love it, you want more of it. Because the 80s are so great, and if you don't like the 80s, well, fuck you! I wasn't born then! Well, go ask your mom and dad, because they lived through that shit. Great music, great music, great movies, a great time. Will never be replicated or duplicated. Never. 80s was just great. I want to go back to the 80s. If I had a time machine, I'd go back to 1985, like Back to the Future, Like all that stuff. Doc, you mean to tell me you built a time machine out of the DeLorean? The way I see it, I want to go out in something with style. Doc, what the hell is a gigawatt? I'm George McFly. I'm your density, your destiny. Oh. Hey, McFly! McFly! Oh, Junichi Read my fox! I miss that. That movie's great. They're not gonna ever do like a prequel or a 4th movie. Never doing it. They're never gonna do it. Don't even touch that. I know they want to I know Hollywood's been trying to remake some of the 80s movies, like The Breakfast Club. No. Don't touch that. 16 Candles? No. The Goonies? No. I mean, it'd be nice for an updated version of The Goonies, but no, can't touch that. Because most of the actors, I think, were dead or, like, old. old. Chuck! Okay. I missed that. That guy, never mind. One-eyed Willie! Anyway. Alright, we got that. Well, the adult people are pretty much dead. Some of them are dead, I think, but anyway. But hey, if Cyndi Lauper's still alive, she could do not a remix per se, like an updated version of Goonies Are Good Enough. Who knows? And Cyndi Lauper's from Brooklyn, by the way. I'm from New York. I don't know Brooklyn per se, but I think it's New York City. She's so unusual! Okay. Should be in the Hall of Fame. She's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but the WWE Hall of Fame? Don't get me started with that fucking bullshit Hall of Fame. It's garbage. We move on with that. Alright, so we started with Animotion, and we get to our first, we get to Joe Tessitore, and Jesse the Body Ventura. When I tell you, man, man. With a little intro to run down the card. And then we go to our commentary team of the Monday Night Raw team of the legend Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. Alright, our main event, I thought it was going to be the steel cage match between Papi and Papucho. Nope. I thought it was going to be John Cena and R-Truth. Nope. It was Jey Uso, the Yeet Man, taking on Logan Small for the Raw World title. But, look at that. Alright, so we start off shockingly with the tag team match between Seth freaking Rollins. Burn it down! Okay. And his tag team partner, the man who knows better, passed Steiner Math with flying colors. Unlike William Yuta, couldn't even pass kindergarten and took him 5 tough tries. That's how stupid William Yuta is, by the way, but anyway. So anyway, Seth freaking Rollins with Braun Breaker! Along with the wise man, my name is Paul Heyman, at ringside. They take on Punky Brewster himself, CM Puke, and Sami Zayn. Alright, I was thinking that Sami might turn heel here. We got a surprise return, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Alright, so we got a big brawl to start before the bell, and Punk and Sami knock the heels to the outside. And then we finally start properly with Sami hammering away on Seth, but Braun Breaker pulls Sami to the floor. He hits the clothesline onto the announcer's table. Ow! And of course the table did not break. Japanese table. I'm the table! So we got that. Then we go to break, come right back. Sami fights out of trouble. Gets the hot tag to CM Puke, who cleans house rather easily with a neck breaker, dropping Seth Rollins. And then a code red, something you don't see every day from CM Punk. A code red gives Punk a near fall, and Heyman's like, oh my god, come on, oh my god. And then he goes on top, it's the Macho Man elbow, raining down from heaven, oh yeah. Dig it! Doesn't hit it like the Macho Man, but you know. Right, Randy? He doesn't hit it like you. Oh, he'll never hit it like me. Oh, yeah. Okay. Calm down. Calm down, Randy. Don't tell me to calm down. Liz, will you please? Thank you. You look great tonight, Liz. Oh, thank you, Mr. Joseph. Thank you. Anyway. Should be in the Hall of Fame, too, Miss Elizabeth. Why is she not? Well, I think we all know why. Lex Luger. But he's in the Hall of Fame, too. Luger gets in before, with the whole thing with Miss Elizabeth, he gets in, but the family of Miss Elizabeth says, nope, we don't want Miss Elizabeth in the Hall of Fame. So we get the Owen Hart effect. So Miss Elizabeth will probably never, ever get in, which will suck so bad. Randy took, years to get in, because of the Poffo family thing, but finally they got in as a unit. I really wish Randy was in by himself, not the entire Poffo family. Randy Poffo, and Angelo Poffo, and even the genius, Leaping Lanny Poffo. I don't know if they'll put Macho Man in by himself, but As far as Miss Elizabeth goes, probably never see her in the Hall of Fame. Same thing with Owen Hart. Got to talk to Martha Hart about that, and I already have my opinions about that. As much as I hate Martha Hart, now she's in AEW. With the whole Owen Hart thing, I think it's a nice tribute to Owen. But still, I don't think we'll ever get Owen Hart in the Hall of Fame, ever. And then, Benoit. For obvious reasons with Benoit. That's probably the only three guys I know that will probably never... Three people who will never be in the... I don't think they'll be ever in the WWE Hall of Fame. Unless the family say, oh, you know what? Let's just do it. Just do it already and leave us alone. We get that. Alright, so here's the top rope elbow for a near fall, and then Braun Breaker distracts Punk, and Punk is caught with a pedigree, made famous by Mr. Triple H. Thanks, Seth hit that. Then it's back to Sammy for a springboard moonsault to Braun on the floor. As we go to another break, come right back. Punk and Rollins slug it out. They'll fight forever. Until they hit each other with a clothesline. They double clothesline each other, both of them are down. And then Sami Zayn gets the hot tag. Tries for the Blue Thunder Bomb on Braun Breaker. That ain't gonna work. But instead, he gets a Tornado DDT on the big man. But then Seth Rollins breaks up the Hell of a Kick attempt. They get back up, and then Paul Heyman close up another attempt at the Hell of a Kick by grabbing Sammy's leg. And then on the outside, we see some commotion going on, and we see this blur just pass by the camera. You're like, what the hell happened? And then Cole's like, oh my god! Oh my god! And then his big Bronson Reed, he has returned from his horrific ankle injury, which he got in November at War Games. So he's been out about 6 months. He's back, and he barreled through CM Punk through the barricade, and Sammy's like, what the fuck? But Sammy turns around right into a super spear. Oh. Sammy's ribcage just exploded. And then, Braun goes to the pin. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker get the win in 13 minutes. Match was decent. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. And then afterwards, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed have a little bit of a stare down. And then Seth Rollins like, bring it in, man! He hugs Bronson Reed. The same guy who hit not 1, not 2, not even 3, 4, 5, but he hit 6 tsunamis on him. Like what? A few months or a year ago? So Seth never forgets. He's like, oh, I'm a forgiving man. Come on in. So he's a Paul Heyman guy now. Bronson Reed was on the War Games team for Team Bloodline, so not really a Paul Heyman guy, but now he's a Paul Heyman guy. Because of the Seth reference, but... So we get that, I'm like, wait a minute, he was the third guy all along? I thought it was going to be Drew McIntyre. I actually thought it was going to be Sami Zayn. Nope. I was wrong. We were all wrong. So they're hugging and everything, and then Punk, after getting destroyed through the barricade, he gets in the ring, tries to get his hands on Heyman, grabs his foot, and he's like, get over here, Heyman! And Heyman falls down like the freaking walrus that he is. But then he gets crushed again by Bronson Reed and company, and Bronson just goes up top, and then the villains are like doing the NWO pose, and he hits not 1, but 2 tsunamis on CM Puke, laid him out. I loved it. So, this group, they don't have a name yet. They're thinking of like the Revolution or some shit like that. But now we got Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. I mean, who could be next in that group? That's 3 people and the Wise Man. So, big return for Bronson Reed. I can see him and Punk getting into a little feud. And then, I guess, maybe Braun Breaker and Sammy run it back. Not that I want to see that, but... But anyway, yeah, it was it. So, welcome back to the big man. Bronson Reed, who's not even Samoan. Go figure that one out. We move on. Alright, so 3 out of 5 stars for that. Then we go to the back, I believe, with Kathy Kelly. And she's with the former Women's United States Champion, Chelsea Green! She's there and barely has a voice. I wonder why, Cardona. Hey, Cardona? Maybe? Woo, 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 you blew her voice out. Pretty much. Anyway, she has no voice, but knows that the votes are in and it's time for her to start her second term as Women's United States Champion. She has the Secret Harvest at her side. That's Alba Fire and Dewdrop. That's Piper Niven. Alright, so match number 2 for the Women's United States title. Chelsea Green and Zelina Vega. SA looking great. So they do battle in a cool-down match, which lasted 5 minutes. Which I thought was fine. So it starts off fast with Chelsea taking Zelina down, knocking her into the corner. Zelina slips out of a body slam, knocks her into the ropes, goes for the 619 and missed. And a knee to face sends Chelsea outside, but she pulls Zelina off the apron with a powerbomb. Ow! They go back in, Chelsea slides into a face plant. She puts Zelina down again. Then we get a little rest period with a 1904 chin lock. And she continues the beat down, kicks Zelina down a little bit more. Goes for the Vader bomb and missed. No water in the pool for you, lassie. Which allows Zelina to hit a rolling kick to the head. Ow. And then Zelina with a suplex into the corner. And then the running knees of doom. In the corner. Yeah, you can thank Andrade for that move. Followed by she goes for the 619 and botched. Botched badly, and we see Chelsea Green, I was like holding her nose. Later on, we find out that she got a broken nose thanks to the botch. And then Alba Fire and Dewdrop, Piper Niven, tried for a distraction. That didn't work because Zelina kicked both of them to the floor. Then she hits a super code red 1, 2, 3, Zelina Vega SA retains the Women's United States title in about 5 minutes. A little over 5 minutes. But wasn't a bad match. A little botchy. So I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. It was a cool down match from the previous match with Bronson Reed coming back. So, there you go. So, 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we got some legends in the crowd. We had the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, with his megaphone. Let's tell you, Daddy! You know. He's there, and also one half of the Bushwhackers. We lost Bushwhacker Butch about a couple years ago, but the other Bushwhacker, Luke, is there. Whoa! You know, he's there, and he's like licking Jimmy Hart's face. Ugh. With that sardine breath. Ugh. Remember how he did that to Mean Gene a lot? Oy. Mean Gene's face never smelled better. Yeah. Mean! Woo! By God! Buffalo, New York, Gene. As Ric Flair would always say. A great man that Ric Flair is. Woo! The nature boy. God bless you, Mean Gene. Hanging out with Howard Finkel. Finkel and Einhorn. No, not that Finkel and Einhorn. She's Ray Finkel. She's a man. He found Mr. Winky. Thank you, everybody. You've been a terrific audience. Be sure to tip your waitress. You gotta love Ace Ventura 1. 2? I never liked 2 at all. 2 had some good one-liners, but the story was boring. I don't think she's a virgin. They can detect that? Ah! Chicago. Shish kebab. Chicago. You're out of there. Alright. Moving on with that. Alright, so we got Bushwhacker, Luke, and Jimmy Hart in the crowd. And then later on we had the crowd. Hall of Famer. I think he's a Hall of Famer. He should be a Hall of Famer. But we got that. Alright, after that, we get a, little, not a promo. We get a little poster of another match that's going to happen at NXT versus Triple A when Worlds Collide. That's happening next Sunday, June the 7th at 3 p.m. in LA at a different arena. It's going to be El Hijo del Vikingo. We all know him from Mexico and Ring of Honor and AEW. So he makes his WWE/NXT debut since Triple A got acquired by WWE. So he's taking on Chad Gable. Oh, thank you. Or El Grande Americano. So that should be a fun match. If you haven't seen El Hijo del Vikingo, you're in for a treat. That's going to be a great match. And then we got Legado del Fantasma of Santos Escobar. And the Mexican Wolves, or Los Lobos, of Humberto Carrillo and his brother Angel Garza. They're going to be taking on Psycho Clown, El Hijo, the son of, well, basically the son of Dr. Wagner Jr., or Senior. Well, Senior, he's going to be Junior. And then some other luchador. I think Volador or something like that. I forget which one. But we're gonna have a lot of lucha libre. Even this guy's gonna show up. How you doing, ese, muchachos and muchachas? Ay, señoritas and señores. I am Antonito ese. I will be at When Worlds Collide. Who are you gonna be facing? I don't know, but I'm gonna have fun. Yeah, you're gonna face Osito. Ah! And lose. He hates that guy. Because of my good buddy Osito. I miss that guy. New York Darling, by the way. New York Indie Darling. Should be in a different promotion. It's like a major promotion. Just saying. Just saying. We move on. Alright, so we got El Hijo de Vikingo versus Chad Gable. Set for When Worlds Collide. Next Saturday. Not this Saturday. Next Saturday. Look at that. Alright, then we get a video package for the match between John Cena, Mr. 17. He's number 17 in your heart, number 17 on your scorecard. But 17-time World Heavyweight Champion, the last real champion himself. And our fool, what happened at Backlash and after Backlash at the Scrum. Alright, so we get Cena coming out, Lillian Garcia. I'm glad that she's back. Should be, doing SmackDown more often again, but she's on Saturday Night Main Event. Just doing Saturday Night's Main Event. You know how Jesse Body Ventura only does Saturday Night's Main Event now. But anyway, she introduces John Cena. Great little intro. Didn't mess it up like Mark Nash. But we get that. So Cena's in the ring waiting for R-Truth to come out, and R-Truth uses the same theme song that Cena uses, and he comes out billed as Ron Cena. Different color shirt. And Cena was holding back the laughter. I saw it in his face. He was like, son of a bitch. It's funny too. So anyway, Truth gets in. They do the big match intros, and then pretty much Cena beats the fuck out of him. And this was I counted 5 minutes, but 4.5 minutes per NBC time. So Cena jumps him at the bell, beats him up, and then a hard whip into the corner, sets up some more of the usual vintage John Cena stuff, the running shoulders, the proto bomb. And he hits the fine knuckle shuffle. Hits that. Goes to the AA, gets countered, and then R-Truth, not to be outdone, does the same thing that Cena just did. But this time, he hits the AA, and we're like, no, he's not going to win. Please, kick out. Kick out, John! John thankfully kicked out at what he normally kicks out of 2. Alright, so he kicked out at 2. And then Truth locks in the STFU. And sends Cena over to the ropes to break the hold. They go to the outside. Cena gets in, sends Ron Cena, sorry, Truth into the ring post. Ow. Throws him inside. Then he grabs the belt. He's about to hit Truth with the belt. And the ref's like, don't do it, John. Don't do it, John. And then Truth's like, comes out of his daze. And he sees he's about to get hit with the belt. And Cena's like starting to run in, about to, run in, and then he stopped midway, and then he stops, he knows what he's doing, and Truth's like, we got him, he's not evil at all. Wrong. So Cena, being a good sport, gives the belt back to the referee to get back to the timekeeper area, and Truth's like, come on, bring it in, man. And then Cena's like, well, fuck you, Truth. Kick to the balls. Right behind the referee's back. And then he picks him up, hits the AA. 1, 2, 3, in just under 4.5 minutes. Cena gets the win. Obviously. Good thing. I told you guys this was not going to last more than 5 minutes. Awesome Ciampa. Barry Horowitz myself on that one. And I only lost one match in this whole 5-match card. I lost the steel cage match. Obviously, I knew I said I was gonna go either way. So we went with that. All right. So Cena wins. Match I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Cena hits him with the belt shot, and then he goes to leave. But it's not the last time we'll see Johnny Boy. We move on with that. Alright, then we get a video package for the hellacious feud between Bobby Priest and Papucho Drew McIntyre, which will hopefully end inside of a steel cage, brother! And they start bringing the cage down and everything. We got that. But before we get to the cage match, we see the champ, the Raw World Champion, Jey Uso, the Yeet Man. He's in the back, getting ready for his match with Logan Paul, but then he runs into, guess who? John Cena. He says, last time I saw you, I threw you out of the Royal Rumble and I won the Royal Rumble. And Cena's like, oh yeah, I'm glad you remember that. And then he's like, you know what, Jay, I love the idea of leaving, after my timer hits 0, probably in October, or no, really October, he says, I'm going to leave with this title. Well, Logan Paul, a YouTuber, is going to become the World Heavyweight Champion, and that might ruin the business. I'm like, oh, he ain't going to do what I think he's going to do. He's going to cost Jay the belt, and Logan Paul is going to be the champ after that match? I'm like, oh, please, no. So we got that, so a little, we got that. Alright, so I get that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, like I said, we got more legends, Tatanka, and probably one of the best women's champions ever, well, not ever, but one of the greatest women's champions of the 80s, Leilani Kai. Shaka. She should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't think she is, but she should be. She's there, looking great, as always, for a woman that's like 70-something years old, I think. Or 80. I don't know how old she is, but she was one of my favorites of the Jumping Bomb Angels, Leilani Kai and Leilani Lai. Why are you there? Not in the Hall of Fame? God damn it! Why do you have her there if she's not in the Hall of Fame? Same thing with Tatanka. I think the Bushwhackers are in the Hall of Fame, I believe. I know Jimmy Hart's in the Hall of Fame. That's obvious. Jimmy Hart. But Tatanka, would you put him in the Hall of Fame? I guess. I mean, hey, they put Beth fucking Phoenix in the Hall of Fame and the Bella Sluts. Why not Tatanka? They put in Coco Beware doing the bird with Frankie. They could put any schmuck in the Hall of Fame. I mean, hell, Iron Mike Shark should be in the Hall of Fame. Arr, Barry Horowitz and Barry O should be in the Hall of Fame. In their own wing, in their Jobber Hall of Fame. Now, Outback Jack should be in the Hall of Fame, too. Tiny kangaroo down, sport. Tiny kangaroo down. Although the jobber should be in the Hall of Fame by himself, Jim Powers, Barry Gill. I mean, I could go on and on. Shit. Barry Horowitz should be in the Hall of Fame, man. I met the guy. He's like, you should be in the Hall of Fame. He's like, oh yeah, you think? I told him the WWE. You know, I told many people that the WWE Hall of Fame is a joke. They didn't like. I mean, they go, why do you think it's a joke? Because I told them, it's like people that should really not be in before other people should not be in. I told Taya Valkyrie one time, I said, was it Taya Valkyrie or, I forgot who it was. I think it was Taya. Or somebody. I told, I think it was Melina, actually. Yeah, it was Melina. I said, you should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't understand why you're not. And she's like, oh, you know, that's how the WWE Hall of Fame works. I was like, yeah, but, you know, you're not in. I mean, they put, Moolah and Mae Young. I was like, okay, that's fine. But they don't put in Miss Elizabeth, who's the first lady of professional wrestling, not you, Maria Kanellis. Then, they put in Beth Phoenix. I didn't like that. Then they put in the Bellas, I didn't say Bellas, the Bellas on a Y. I'm like, you should be in. I told Victoria the same fucking thing. Tara, whatever you want to call her. She should be in. Ivory, I think, is in already. Gail Kim is not in. Why? I think Candice Michelle is in. I think. There's a few people that I talked to, not talked to, but I have met, like Melina and Victoria. I even told Maria Kanellis that same fucking thing. That she should be in the Hall of Fame, but, you know. But I mentioned to them, so, you know, I don't understand why WWE puts ladies like Beth Phoenix and the Bellas in before people that really, like, that came before them, like Gail Kim and Tara and Victoria and, you know, Mickie James is not in. I hate the WWE Hall of Fame with a passion. I hate it. I just hate it! Let's see what, this year's class was decent. I liked it, but next year, you know Cena's gonna go in first, obviously. But as far as the women go, it has to be one of those, the top women I picked. It has to be either Melina, Gail Kim, Mickie James, or Victoria. They've been kind of teasing Victoria. They actually teased Chyna as a solo. I'll go with that. If it happens, you know. I think Hunter actually said in an interview, like, he'd love to have Chyna go in solo. So. No, that'll make Eddie Guerrero happy. Right, Eddie? Oh, that'd be great, ese pelo. That's my mamacita. And you're in the Hall of Fame too, Eddie. I know. Because I'm Eddie Guerrero. Pero. Don't call me a pero. Pendejo. Alright, so we got that. Alright, then the steel cage is down. We're up for match number 4. Bobby Priest against Papucho Drew McIntyre. You knew this match was going to be barbaric. It was going to be brutal. Big beefy men slapping meat in that cage. Daphne, the female referee, was in the cage. I'm like, wait a minute, what? I think it was the first time, I don't know if this is true, but I think it's the first time in WWE history that a female referee has been in a cage match. I could be wrong. It might have been Jessica Carr in a cage match. I could be wrong on that, but if not, I might, if Daphne or her actual wrestling name was AJ Pereira. Super! I remember her when she was an indie darling before she did all that, became a referee. I remember her as an indie darling. She got her ass kicked by Darius Carter. And we all know who Darius Carter is, Mr. Urkel. Don't tell him I said that, though. He's another guy who should be in a major promotion. That guy is so good. I mean, he's a great heel. He's never been a face, as far as I know. But he should be in, like, any promotion you put him in. He does some great promo work. He's a great wrestler. Great, he's like Eddie Guerrero almost, like a cheater. No, I'm better than him, okay, Eddie. Calm down. Alright. So, we got that. So, I kind of got a little bit nervous for Daphne being in that cage with those two behemoths. But she held her own. She didn't really get bumped or anything, thank the Lord. Alright, so we get to the cage match. Normal cage rules for once. Escape, pinfall, or submission. And Jesse the Body Ventura McMahon, I tell you, man, is on commentary and he's just going berserk, as he always does. So, Drew jumps out of the cage to go after Poppy before he can even get in the cage. And then he throws in some chairs. Why not? I mean, you can't get disqualified in a cage match. So they start, and Poppy starts hammering away, gets in a downward spiral, goes for a charge in the corner, and missed. And then Drew launches him face first into the cage, and there's no blood. No blood because it's network TV. Even though we saw a little bit of blood from Chelsea Green's broken nose. I wonder if NBC and NBC Universal and Peacock are going to get mad about that. I doubt that, but... Alright, move on. Alright, come right back after a break. They're fighting on top of the cage. And both men get knocked down. And Poppy kicks Papucho in the face. Hits South of Heaven, that chokeslam for a near fall. He goes up and gets superplexed back down by Drew McIntyre, which was a crazy spot. He sets up for the Claymore. He hits the Claymore for a near fall. And they get back up. They slug it out in the middle of that ring. Drew misses another Claymore, as basically he goes for it, and he runs and falls back like an obvious bump, like a normal bump. Like the first day you go to wrestling school, you come out of the corner, bump. That's all I had to do. Took me a couple tries. Didn't get knocked unconscious or anything like that. Bumped my head a little bit, but I was fine. Took it like a champ. Even though Joe and Maxwell say, do it again, do it again, do it again. Come on, Pete, do it again, do it again, do it again. I'm like, make it stop. No. I was a warrior, per se. So you think I don't have wrestling training? Fuck you. Just remember, Gilly Cutter from anywhere. Bang! And any variation. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Moving on. Where was I? Alright, so Drew misses the Claymore. But then he hits his own version of South of Heaven for a near fall. And then he takes one of the chairs and starts beating the fuck out of Priest. He puts one in the corner. And he goes to, send Poppy into the corner with the chair. No, actually, he goes back and he tries to Claymore Poppy in the corner with the chair in it. He missed. I think he hit the post. Oh, not the post. He hits the chair, obviously. And then Priest grabs the chair and then does his best Undertaker impersonation because that's his hero. Puts the chair in under Drew McIntyre's throat. Bam! Eee! That hurts. Knocked him down. And then he puts Drew's head in a concerto position. I'm like, he ain't gonna do this. He ain't gonna do this. This is the same thing he did to Edge. He takes the chair. Bam! With authority. And Drew is out. He already had a concussion going into the cage from what happened at Backlash where Poppy hit South of Heaven and Drew obviously missed the table and his head got smashed on the concrete. That's why when we saw him cut that promo on SmackDown the night before, he came out, it was like a mess. It looked like he looked drunk. So I think they played into that storyline. So Poppy hits the concerto. He's walking out the door of the cage, because you can win that way. He looks back for a moment, and then climbs down the steps. Not 1, 2, 3. So he climbs down the steps, and he wins the cage match in under 12 minutes. So it ends the feud. Papucho Drew McIntyre is going to be out for an indefinite amount of time. He's not going to be at Money in the Bank. So I guess the next time we might see him might be at Night of Champions, or maybe by SummerSlam. I don't know, but I mean, we'll have to see what happens with that. But decent cage match. I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. And that's it. And then Jesse the Body Ventura talks to Joe Tessitore, and he starts complaining about Poppy walking out the door instead of going over the top. Which kind of makes sense. But, you know. So we got that. And then we see the cage is lifted above the ring. Drew is getting helped out by the medics and some of the referees. He staggers to his feet, and he's like, "No, I don't want no help! Leave me alone!" And then he falls to the ground, and then I think he gets helped to the back. So, that's it. No more Papucho for at least a couple months, which doesn't make a lot of people happy, but I think he's going to come back with a vengeance, hopefully, but we'll see. Moving on. So like I said, 3.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we have more legends in the crowd. The U.S. Express Hall of Famers Mike Rotunda and Barry Windham, former WWF Tag Team Champions, and the originators of Real American. They used that theme before Hogan ever used it. Hogan used Eye of the Tiger, then he used the Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling theme, which then became his third theme, which was Real American was his third theme, after Mike Rotunda and Barry Windham went to the NWA, which became WCW, and they won a lot of titles over there. Barry Windham, of course, became a member of the Four Horsemen, and Mike Rotunda, and I think it was Kevin Sullivan, became the Varsity Club, was part. I think Mike Rotunda was part of the Varsity Club. See, I know a lot of wrestling knowledge. Holy shit. I don't know a lot of it, but I do remember some things from the 80s. Not a lot of it, but so, it is what it is. But we got them there. That's great to see. Alright, then we get a final hype video for Jey Uso taking on Logan Paul, with Logan Paul knocking Jey out the last 2 weeks on Raw. So, see what happens with this match. Alright, so, we get to the main event, Jey Uso and Logan Paul for the Raw World title. Good match. Jey Uso comes out first, starts yeeting about 50 minutes for the crowd, with the kiddies and stuff like that, And then Logan Paul comes out, looking like a schmuck. He's from San Juan, Puerto Rico, via Cleveland, Ohio, so he's not really a Puerto Rican. He might be a citizen of Puerto Rico, but he's not Puerto Rican. He just thinks he's Puerto Rican. How's that rice and beans treating you there, Logan? Idiot. Anyway. Alright, so Jake comes out, he's like, yeah. To Pat McAfee and Michael Cole, they're yeeting like crazy. Fucking marks they are. Alright, so we get to the match. It starts with Logan Paul getting a big boot up in the corner. Hits a middle rope blockbuster, sends Jay to the outside. And then a big flippy doo by Logan Small takes the champ down. And we go to our break. Come right back. Jay hits a running ooh maga attack. Goes for the superfly splash, but Logan got his knees up. And then he hits a lion salt. It goes for a lion salt. That gets raised knees by Jay, even though Logan hit it, and he looked like he hit it. And he's like, oh! And then he's like, oh, I forgot to sell. Oh. You dumbass. And then Jay grabs one hell of a pop-up Samoan drop. It was vicious. Not Sid vicious, but vicious. And then Jay knocks Logan to the floor, goes for a dive, gets cut off by a big right hand. Go back in, and another big right hand gets a near fall on Jey Uso, but he comes right back with a super kick. Then he goes up top for the Superfly Splash. He connects, goes for the cover, And 1, 2, and then the referee gets pulled out, even though the crowd's like, ah, going crazy. What's going on here? Like somebody was going to come out. I'm like, well, who can come out? I was thinking maybe Walter was going to be there. Well, not Walter, but John Cena pulls out the referee. I'm like, oh no. And then a 2-on-1 beatdown on Jay. The bell didn't ring, by the way. No, it wasn't a DQ. I'm like, referee, where's the DQ here? But the match went on. 2-on-1 beatdown until the return of Cody! Cody, you bitch! He comes back. We haven't seen him since WrestleMania, when he got beat by Mr. Cena, of course. So Cody comes to save Jay. He clears the ring of Logan Paul. Then he hits Cena with Crossroads, obviously. And then Jay hits a spear. Hits a spear on Logan Paul, who came back, was back in the ring. He was somewhere around the ring. Anyway, he comes in, gets a spear by Jay, and Jay goes up and hits a Superfly Splash. 1, 2, 3, Jay Uso, the Yeet Man, retains the Raw World title in under 10 minutes. Match was 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's that. And as we end the show with the credits rolling, Cody Rhodes issues a tag team match for Money in the Bank. So it's going to be Cody and Jay Uso, possibly against, well, it looks like it's going to be against John Cena and Logan Paul. But then again, remember, we heard it was Travis Scott's name was going to be brought up at Money in the Bank. So this could be a 6-man tag team match. I think Travis Scott will be added, and on Cody's team, it probably will be Randy Orton and his monotonous voice! So that's your 6-man tag team match. I think that would be, they'll probably do something this, tomorrow night on Raw, or maybe on SmackDown, with, Travis Scott coming back, Cena's, not Cena. Cena's gonna be on SmackDown this Friday, so I think they're gonna, get the hype going for that match on Friday. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Orton on Friday. Maybe we see Cody on Raw with Jay. But who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen with that? But as far as Travis Scott goes, he might appear on SmackDown this week or next week, like the go home shows. But we'll see. And then Randy will be added in. So we'll see. But then again, they can just say, well, we don't need, maybe just Travis Scott appears at Money in the Bank and helps Cena and Logan Paul beat Cody and Jey Uso. Oh, we got that. So Jay wins. He will face Walter on the June 9th edition of Raw, which is the aftermath of Money in the Bank. So whatever male superstar wins Money in the Bank, they can cash in. If Jay's there at Money in the Bank, well, he will be there. They can cash in that night, or they can cash in after the match between Jay and Walter. Then again, somebody can cash in on Cena. Though I don't see that happening anytime soon. But we'll see what we have there. Also, speaking of Monday Night Raw, we got a couple of Money in the Bank qualifying matches. We got Seth freaking Rollins taking on Sami Zayn and Finn Balor. So that should be pretty interesting. And I think we have another men's match on Raw. I forgot who it was. But I know the women, they have Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Nia Jax to be the 5th participant. And I think we got one more coming from either this week or probably the go-home show to finalize those two main matches. And I wouldn't be surprised if they start off with the women's Money in the Bank, because I think they've done that for like the last couple of years. They started with the women's Money in the Bank and ended with the men. Then again, they can reverse it. Alright, well, we got all that. That's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is Saturday night's main event. Thank you for watching the review. I thought it was a pretty good show, minus the commercials, which I think were ridiculously dumb. Had 35 minutes of commercials with 5 matches, which didn't really last all that long. But you know, with the hype videos and everything, backstage stuff. You know, you had to fill time too. So I just thought way too many commercials. Good show, way too many commercials. That's all I gotta say about that for a network special. You don't see that much in TNA, but not TNA. Well, not so much TNA, Ring of and AEW, but what are you gonna do? All right, so my final rating for Saturday's main event: 7.5 out of 10 stars. Maybe I'm being a little bit generous, but you know, it is what it is. My show, my ratings, my rules. You don't like it? Tough shit. But anyway, leave your thoughts and opinions down below. What you guys thought of Saturday's main event in the comments section. And that's pretty much it. Make sure you like the video. Again, hit that subscribe button. We're over 800 subscribers right now. We're starting the slow but steady road to 900 subscribers, hopefully by Labor Day. We're at 804 right now, so got a long trek to go to get to 900, but we're getting there. So, hopefully we'll get to, at least by Labor Day, we'll get to near 850, but we'll see what happens with that. And then maybe by the end of the year, we'll get to around, hopefully get to around 900, or get a little over 900 on our road to 1,000 subscribers. We'll probably hit that next year. It's fine. And we're slowly going on my main channel, Kill Demon 669, starting the road, hopefully to 1,300. And you know, hopefully my other channels will hit some big milestones as we get through the year. The 16th anniversary video becoming August the 9th. Don't forget that. Big Sweet 16. We'll celebrate that on the Shadows Lair. And talk about, you know, the highs and lows of my great YouTube career. And talk about, you know, what's coming up maybe for the future as I go into the fall months, and you know, September through into the winter months, and what may be coming then, and who knows if I'm gonna take a break, who knows if I might retire, who knows. I'm hoping that all goes well. I can finish off the year and then you know, evaluate what's gonna happen for 2026 as I start year number 17. But a lot of people have been here since the beginning. Not many, but there's some who have been here since the beginning. I think Aaron Rift is the only one besides WJ, which he's not around anymore. But you know, he was one of the main guys when I started YouTube. You had guys like Aaron Rift from NoDQ.com. You had WJ, of course. I came in August of 2009. I think around the same time as, you know, an old buddy, Boston Fan 79. And then later on, I would meet, you know, like Jeff the Iceman, Hugh Steven, and, you know, people like that. I met some, you know, people that I thought were friends, and they turned out to be assholes. You know, got involved with the stupid drama that was, you know, was good drama, and then very bad drama with certain people, and then, you know, pretty much from there, it just, you know, was up and down years, and then I took about a month off. I came back, got a bunch of subscribers, and then I took 6 months off in 2017 because I needed a break. I needed a long break because the drama was just getting crazy. Came back January 2018, and I've been here pretty much full steam ahead. There's been some time offs here and there, but you know, it is what it is. But you know, coming up at the end of July, I'm taking 5 days off from right near the end of July, like the last week of July. I'm taking about 5 days off, so probably from Wednesday to Sunday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, so from that final weekend, the final week of July, that Wednesday through Sunday, I will not be around. I'm not going to do videos. I might do a community post here and there, just to add results. Like, oh, you know, having a great time in wherever I am for my vacation, and I'll be back, probably like the last couple days of July. And, but I will be back, definitely will be back by SummerSlam, because I'm not going to miss SummerSlam. So I'll be back in New York by by the end of August, of July. Then go straight through August. Hopefully go straight through September, and then as we get into October, it gets a little bit dicey because of my work schedule changes, and we'll see what happens from there as we go into October, into the holiday season, and we'll go from there. But if I do leave for a longer time than like 5 days, I'll let you guys know. So if I take like a month off, 2 months off, 3, 4, 5 months off, it's not because, of drama or anything else. It's just because I need to refresh the batteries, and I feel like taking a few months off to just recharge and, replenish and, focus. Because I got other things to worry about with my mental and physical health, so that's that. So not gonna be I'm leaving for good. So these monotonous idiot trolls like, oh, they get a big win and like Peter's gone for 5 months, but he'll be back. Yeah, I'll be back, but be back and better than ever, and you're still gonna obsess over me. Because that's all you can do. And that's that. But when we get to that point, we'll get to that point. But right now, not going anywhere for the foreseeable future. And you're gonna have to deal with it. That's that. Alright guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to record my Double or Nothing and Battleground review on episode number 71. I was going to do a 71 and 72, but I'm a little bit late on my time constraints, so of course we got the pay-per-views coming up in about an hour and a half, and I want to get the video done and then go right into Double or Nothing because I want to watch that. And and then I'll watch NXT Battleground in its entirety after Battleground, after Double or Nothing, which should end like 12 midnight, maybe a little bit after that. So then I'll do that. So I will do the Double or Nothing review probably late tonight, probably like maybe like 12:30, 1 o'clock, or it depends how tired I am. But I definitely will be doing Battleground review tomorrow before I do my Memorial Day festivities. And then try to get TNA Ring of Honor as well. And Under Siege. I'm going to talk a little bit about Under Siege probably tomorrow. And then Monday Night Raw review will be coming on Tuesday. So a little bit backed up, but that's how I am. So because I'm a busy guy. Because I got lots of things going on this weekend with parties and other things. I went to a party last night. That's why I wanted to do the Saturday Night's Main Event review last night, but I got home late, and I went to sleep. I got up like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I want to go too much TMI, but I felt I was sick, and I didn't get to bed. It's like 5:30. Got back up at 8. I pretty much was in and out of the bathroom, let's just put it that way. The mushroom barley soup was coming up, and it wasn't fun. I've been sick pretty much from last night all day today, because I think I got food poisoning from whatever I ate at the restaurant yesterday, because I was out with the missus at a restaurant / bar, and I was watching most of Saturday Night's Main Event. I was saying hi to Issa and the gang and everybody, just saying hi. I wasn't in there a lot, but so I went out to eat, watch the Saturday Night's Main Event on the TV. Then me and the missus went to Boogie, and then we came home, and I wanted to have the good sex, but both of us were tired. I was like knocked out, and then I woke up. Bleh, nobody wants that. Nobody wants to have sex when somebody's like puking and shit. It's nasty, just weird and nasty. But I'm feeling a little bit better, but I still have a stomach ache. Still in a lot of pain with my normal aches and pains. But I already took my painkiller, so I'm going to take my painkiller again later on tonight. But I already had my sensible lunch, and I'm going to have a sensible dinner watching Double or Nothing. So have fun tonight watching maybe both pay-per-views, and doing your watch-alongs and post-shows and all that other good shit. Have fun watching them, and have fun on your watch-alongs and post-shows and all that other shit. Alright, so I am out of here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check out check me out a little bit on the Shadow Slayer channel. So, a twofer, as of right now, a twofer your Sunday as we close out Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully you have a great rest of your Sunday. Hope you have a great day Monday. If you're going to be doing any barbecuing, be safe, be well. If you're going to the beach, watch out for those rip currents and all that other stuff. And hopefully it is hot where you are at the beach. If you're going to the amusement parks, have fun. Whatever you're doing, have fun. Be safe, be well, because summer is around the corner. So it's going to be a great time. And that's that. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time. Peace.